Welcome back, everybody. Today we have just finished watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we're going to do a review on it. I am Bladen, that is Joe, and we have committed ourselves to rewatching the entirety of the MCU in release order to prepare for Avengers Secret Wars, the final installment in the MCU as we know it. Joe is going to give you a quick rundown synopsis of the film, then we're going to get into the review.
So, Ant-Man and the Wasp had its world premiere in Hollywood, Los Angeles on June 25th, 2018, and was released in the United States on July 6, 2018. Ant-Man and the Wasp follows the events of Civil War 2 years later. Hank Pym and Hope are in search of a way to reach the quantum realm. Their hopes are to save Janet after Scott managed to return from the quantum realm. Soon, their research is noticed by Ghost, a quantum assassin who needs their technology to survive. So, hot takes.
I like this movie better than the first one.
I would agree with you. I think there's a lot that goes really good for this movie. There's a couple things that definitely hold it back,
Oh, yeah.
but
For sure.
This movie is up there for me. Like, among the MCU movies, this is definitely one of the better ones. Like, I'm not going to put it in S tier, just a little spoiler, but it is high on my list.
I just think that the tone of this movie lends itself more to an Ant-Man movie than the dark, gritty, serious one we got from the first. And the first one is really good. I love that movie.
And it has plenty of humor, but it's much more subtle humor and stuff like that.
This one, I really like how they just went for it. And I think that they went for it a little too much in the next one.
A little bit.
But this one is definitely a better movie than the first. I think it's my favorite of the trilogy.
My hot take, I think the quantum realm itself should have been ignored except for Endgame, like for the next 10 years of MCU.
Yeah.
Not just because Ant-Man and Quantumania sucks. Like that movie, not even going to hide the fact that movie sucks. But I think that bringing the quantum realm into the main universe, aside from having it be like this somewhat mysterious, no one knows anything about it kind of thing, like, I think that lends itself so much better to the quantum realm. But yeah, no, I personally just think that aside from this movie and Endgame, they should not have brought the quantum realm back for a long time.
And I think they could have done something with it in the third Ant-Man movie, but it shouldn't have been utilized in the way it was. Where
not
it's like
as the main focus and everything.
Yeah. Like, and the way that they build the quantum realm in this movie is leaps and bounds better than what they do in Quantumania, with the whole Bill Murray, for some reason, is...
Just one random regular guy is there. No explanation, no confusion, nothing, but we'll get to that one.
And I guess it did make sense for Kang to be down there, especially because they did tie time travel into the quantum realm in Endgame. But just the way that they handled it was really bad.
Yeah, but we're not to Quantumania yet. But specifically about the quantum realm, it's hard for... See, I do love this movie a lot, but Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania does bring this movie down a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I wish that movie never existed, because I would have put this at low S tier if Quantumania didn't exist.
Wow. You really like this movie, then.
Yeah. No, I like a lot about this movie. But Quantumania, I think, ruins a lot of the characters that are in this movie. Like, Janet, I think her character...
Oh, yeah.
I can't like her character at all in this movie because of Quantumania. But without Quantumania, she was fine as a mysterious, like, no one really knows anything about her kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then we have Quantumania, and then it ruins her character, it ruins Hank's character, it ruins Cassie's character. Like,
yeah.
So it's harder to look back and like this one. Maybe I wouldn't have put it at S rank, but maybe the top of A. Like, but yeah, no, Quantumania hurts a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
But is this a good movie? Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah,
this is easily a good movie. The biggest thing, I feel like this movie feels a lot like a direct sequel to the first Ant-Man. Like, even though we have the events that have happened, like, the tone shift is not so drastic. Like, the character work is really similar. Like, the story beats that they hit are ones that are like things you would expect right after the first Ant-Man. So it feels very much like a direct sequel.
Yeah.
But
My only real problem with this movie is the villains.
I was gonna get into that one a little bit.
Ghost is an okay villain, but she always seemed a little bland to me.
Yeah.
She was really just like kind of a nothing villain. She didn't really have anything about her to make her more interesting other than the fact that she could phase, and that's not a good villain. If the only thing making them interesting is their powers, then that's a sign that's not a good villain.
Yeah.
Sonny Birch was entertaining,
but not
also
a great villain.
He also just got annoying about halfway through the movie for me.
Yeah.
And then Bill Foster
Goliath
was an interesting character to introduce, especially in an Ant-Man movie. His comic book origins, but it just kind of sucks that we never actually got to see him do anything.
See, I'm kind of glad with the way they did it, specifically because I feel like if they had brought him in and been like, "Oh, I was Goliath out in the field," like that would have caused more problems for the MCU. So I understand why they did it that way, and kind of appreciate that they did it where it was like, "Oh, me and Hank were testing the growth part of the Ant-Man technology." Rather than him being like, "Oh, I was out in the field doing stuff as Goliath."
I understand.
Like, that's
I understand that. I'm not talking about him like being out in the field. I'm just talking about how I wish we could have gotten to like maybe see the tests being done, like or
some
even
kind
even
of
when they
video
go back
file
in
or something.
When they go back in time in Endgame, we literally see Hank Pym. Why couldn't Bill Foster just been standing next to him?
Had Bill Foster and Hank there, speaking of Hank Pym and past Hank Pym, the de-aging looks way better in this one than it did in the first.
Yes, and the first one didn't even look bad.
It didn't look.
It was
awful,
just a little uncanny, but this one definitely did it much a lot better. Yeah,
for Hank's character, anyways. I think Janet's de-aging did not.
I mean, it just might be like something that.
Yeah, it really did. But yeah, so if you could change things about this, what would you change?
One of the only things that I think I would change about this movie is I would give the Wasp her suit from Quantumania. That's the one thing in Quantumania I think they did better than this movie.
Yeah, the suits.
I loved Cassie's suit in Quantumania. Hank's suit, while it's very much similar, you can see some tiny upgrades that I do like.
Little bits that they update.
With the circle in the center, making it look more like the Ant-Man from the comics, and I loved the Wasp suit in that with the full black and yellow.
And I mean, MODOK, when he's wearing the mask, looks fantastic too.
Yeah, when he takes it off.
When he takes it off, there's nothing about him that's MODOK anymore.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
The thing that I would have changed kind of goes along with what you were talking about. I would have made Goliath the villain. I would have made him be like highly resentful of Hank and everything, and like he's been feeding Ghost like lies and stuff about things that had never happened and stuff like that. I think if they had made him like, I know he's a hero in the comics, but like it's a different universe, you can do what you want kind of thing. And if you were to make Goliath the villain, like I think that would have been really cool. And you could have even had like a fight in the end where Goliath's like, "Oh, I've been working on my own technology again. Like I've made my own kind of Pym particles, and now I can be Giant Man," kind of thing. And so you could have had a fight like that in the end. But
I think that instead of doing that, what they could have done to still preserve the character from the comics is you could have had him feel that way, resentful about Hank Pym. But then by the end, while Ghost is trying to like save herself by killing Janet, he realizes he's in the wrong and that all of his hate for Hank Pym was wrong. And maybe you could have even shown in flashbacks like Bill Foster didn't like Hank Pym. But him and Janet must have been friends.
Yeah,
like
at some point,
they knew each other because he literally talked about how she was the only one who could deal with him. Like they would have been friends, so he wouldn't want to kill this innocent person. The only reason he probably would have done this is to spite Hank Pym, and when he realizes that it's going to cost a woman her life, I feel like he would have changed his mind. And then maybe that's how we could have gotten the Goliath. He grows and sacrifices himself in order to save Janet.
That would have been interesting. But at the same time, there's a lot of themes that I do like in this movie. Like, there's a lot of like fatherhood themes, and even with Bill Foster's character, the Ghost, Like you got Scott to
Yeah,
Cassie,
and we
you
got
got
Eggman.
Hank, and so like yeah, you have so many different like fatherhood themes through this movie that I really enjoyed a lot. So it would have been really interesting that way if
Is that the character from the comics? Ghost father? Isn't that supposed to be Eggman or something? I think so.
Eggman's the name of the character from the Sonic movie, so I don't know if that's the same thing that you're thinking of, but
No, I'm pretty sure
they might have like a nickname for him.
Well, no, because there's an Eggman in DC as well,
Mm.
and there's the one obviously. From the
I
Sonic
don't know
movies.
who's Ghost Father, so you could be right. I might just be
No, I don't think she's actually her father
but like
in
her
the
father
comics.
figure.
No, because even in the comics, Ghost is a guy.
Yeah.
So they gender swapped the character for this movie, but I'm saying like the character that we see in the movie, the guy with the bald head, is the father.
They called him not Trask because that's was it Star? No, something Star. I think.
I think he's a character from the comics.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he would be a character from the comics, but yeah, I think if they had made a more defined villain for this movie,
yeah,
it would have been a much better movie.
Yep.
Timeline wise, what do you think?
Well, I mean, the release is different from the time.
Yeah.
So are we talking about
release
like when it was released?
When it was released timeline wise.
Okay.
The normal.
So
question.
I do like when it was released. It's a nice break in between Infinity War and Endgame. It gives us a little bit of suspense build up for that. It shows us obviously the post credit scene where the three get snapped and
honestly,
Scott's
I think it
stranded.
might be one of the best end credit scenes.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most suspenseful for sure because you're like,
it's like,
how's Scott gonna get out?
Well, first you have that initial like, what just happened, and then it goes to the outside of the quantum realm, and it's like, oh, that's right then, and it's like, oh no.
Could you imagine if like there was just some random person who for some reason doesn't watch the Avengers movies but saw Ant-Man and was like, wow, they're coming out with the sequel to Ant-Man? Goes and is like, why is Scott in prison? What's happening at the end? Why did everyone just turn to dust?
Yeah, that would be really weird, but I could see it might make you more interested in watching the other stuff. But I don't know if I'd switch it with Captain Marvel's. It's hard to say for sure, but I think having, well, I mean, we only have 2 movies between Infinity War and Endgame, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yep, and neither of them actually take place.
Yeah,
in between the
5
timeline.
years.
That so still makes me so angry.
Yeah, no, and one of the most frustrating parts is that Marvel knew it, and after Endgame, they were like, "Oh, the next phase is going to be all about the aftermath," and we got like 2 movies that actually tied into it.
Yeah, so we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was like mostly about the snap and everything. Yeah. Then we got No Way Home, which made reference to
Far From Home.
Far From Home, that made reference to it.
Far From Home had more reference to
the
snap
than, Far From Home had more references to the snap and everything. And then we got Hawkeye, which talked about like Hawkeye's time in between. But then again, we didn't see didn't really.
You only get like one scene that's actually during that time.
We get a couple. I think there's only one scene in Echo where we see Daredevil.
Yeah, but it's the scene from Hawkeye, so it doesn't really count.
And then I guess all of the Netflix shows that come out in between take place in between that, but they don't make any reference to it. So,
well, I don't remember because season 3 of Daredevil happens between Infinity War and Endgame, right?
Yep, season 3 of Daredevil, season 2 of Iron Fist, and season 2 of Luke Cage.
Okay, so all 3 of those take place.
Season 3,
I don't think they ever make reference.
Season 3 of Jessica Jones comes out after Endgame.
Yeah, which you'd think they would have used that really well in those stories, but
maybe they do make reference to it in Jessica Jones, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. CGI. How do you think the CGI holds up for this one?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wasp's fighting style is some of the best combat.
Oh, yeah. I like it a lot.
I love the combat. It's not like Winter Soldier level.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that they utilize it. It's very creative.
Yeah.
Like when they throw the knife.
And you got
she runs along the knife, and it's really cool.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of great things, and it's one of those ones where it's like they could have been so much better with Quantumania, because like the whole point of Ant-Man and Wasp is like you have small things and you make them big. Like the salt shaker that she kicks and grows it to block the doorway. Like scenes like that are so good.
Yep.
But you don't get any of that after this, really.
Nope.
And that is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, most of the CGI holds up well. There's like a couple parts where there's like something growing or shrinking and it looks a little bit off. Like the last scene where Hank and Janet are on the beach and he grows the house on the beach side. Like that one looks a little bit off when it's full grown, but like not so much that you get taken out of the movie.
Yep. I've actually thought about it a lot. I have a pitch for Ant-Man 3. I don't know if I want to say it now or wait till
Wait until
Quantumania.
Probably better. Well, I don't know. We're probably gonna be ripping on Quantumania like for an hour and a half during that video.
Yeah, so I'll just say it now.
So go ahead and say it.
So my pitch for Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 would be you have Ant-Man or Scott Lang and Hope who are happily together. You have Janet and Hank who are happily together. Cassie is living with the dual custody and everything, blah, blah, blah. Normal stuff. But then Hank goes missing.
Yeah, before you go into this, where would it take place? After Endgame, I assume, right?
Yeah, it would take place after Endgame. Around this, it would take place the same time Quantumania actually came out.
Just making sure before.
Yeah. And then Hank goes missing. Nobody knows where he is. Janet's worried. Hope's worried. And then it's an investigation on where he is. And then criminals start disappearing. You know the episode I'm referencing.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Hank Pym gets a hold of the Yellow Jacket suit from Ant-Man 1 and becomes his own vigilante, because when he was in the quantum realm, he went a little insane, and as you could see set up in this movie,
for sure,
where he's doing the scream in the quantum realm.
And you could have even made the argument, because how does Scott beat Darren Cross? And you could have been like, something happened while they were down there.
They fused or something could have happened. You know?
Like, you could have totally done something like that.
I think that would be really cool.
That would have been a fantastic Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
And you could have even brought a little bit of the quantum realm back into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when that happens, you have, in the first one, you have Janet and Scott entangle.
Yeah.
And in this one, when Hank goes in, he has his helmet off. You could have Cross and Hank entangle. And we've already heard in the first movie, he says he saw himself in Darren. They're kind of similar people. And then you have Hank obviously doing like the whole thing, because that's his personality from when he was younger and he would go out on missions. But the main reason that he's become the Yellow Jacket is to get Darren Cross out of the quantum realm. Man, like that would be so sick.
That would have been a fantastic movie. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad now. I'm so mad about Quantumania. And I knew we were gonna make lots of references,
because we could have started the movie with that with the tone of this one, where it's a little more lighthearted, a little goofier, and then we get back into the tone of the first one, where it's a little darker, a little grimmer.
Imagine if they took the lessons that they should have taken from Thor Ragnarok, and they were like, okay, so people didn't like the joke so much, but unfortunately people did like the joke so much. So, but you start off and you make it seem like it's going to be this, it's going to be a jokey, fun time kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, like, you're seeing crazy crap happening. And it's like, ooh.
And then you could have had like, Hank trying to get Cassie to help him, and Cassie's helping him but doesn't know everything.
Doesn't realize
because we even see her say she wants to help people and she wants to be somebody's partner. So then it's a whole thing with Scott and Hank now have a feud, and it's all about the daughter as well.
Man, dude,
that would have been so
that would have been such a good
movie. And we saw a little bit of Michael Douglas, right?
Yeah.
Michael Douglas as Yellow Jacket in What If. So we know he could pull off that performance.
He could. But oh man, dude, now you got.
And then you could have even
had such.
And then Bill Foster is still around. You could have brought him as Goliath.
Yeah, you could have had him actually become Goliath for.
And then we could see Hank and Goliath fight, and then maybe Goliath's the one who pulls him out of it, because he's like, you were always like this, Hank. And Hank's like, no, I wasn't. And then he like
something like that.
Yep.
Oh man, dude, I'm so mad that you've even pitched this now. Like, see, that's one of the worst things about Quantumania is that it wouldn't be that hard to make a good Ant-Man 3 movie.
Mhm.
It wouldn't be hard to make one that's better than Quantumania. Yours would be like, that might even be an S tier movie.
Yeah,
like
because you could literally have, because at this point we kind of have one, but we don't really. We could have had a whole ant family.
Yeah.
We could have had Goliath come in, Ghost who came back as a good guy instead of like a mercenary in the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
You'd have Hank on his evil arc. Maybe Janet is scared to put the suit back on because she doesn't want to shrink anymore, but she has to at the end to save her husband. Hope is conflicted with whether she should fight her father or join him. Doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah,
and then it could be a twist at the end that it's Cross doing it the whole time. Scott could have a huge problem with Hank because he's trying to like indoctrinate his daughter into like his fight. We could have gotten a sick Yellow Jacket suit, comic accurate.
Yeah,
dude,
man, I'm so mad now. I'm so mad.
And then
the more I think about it, the more I'm like, Quantumania might be the worst of the MCU, just because of how much potential you could have had for an Ant-Man 3 movie. Like, oh man. Anyways, we need to get back to the question. So unless you got anything else,
that's about it.
Okay.
I should write a whole screenplay.
Oh man, dude,
give that to Marvel. They're just like, so we're gonna take Quantumania back. This is what actually happens because they're not using Kang.
I mean, at this point, they're saying that Doomsday is going to follow right after Endgame, which means that they're wiping out 2 entire phases of the MCU.
I don't think that's what they're talking about.
I know it's not like that, but like they're saying that you don't have to watch those 2 phases, kind of thing. So it's not like a complete wipeout because obviously we already have confirmation that Tobey Maguire is going to be in Doomsday,
and Shang-Chi is going to be in Doomsday, and stuff like other we have things like that. The Fantastic Four are going to be there. Shuri as Black Panther will be in there. Namor will be there.
They're not wiping out everything, but they're saying like you don't really need to do anything besides Endgame on, which we should make a separate video on that where they're re-releasing it in theaters with added content to try and pull in more money, which is bullcrap to me, but
maybe it'll make
maybe we'll make
Endgame better. Who knows? You know?
I mean, maybe
I'm going to see it. I don't care.
I don't know how I feel about it because one, I think they're trying to inflate the numbers for Doomsday with it because they're going to be like, oh, well, it was the same movie, so people only went to watch it because of Doomsday. And it's like, but it's not Doomsday. So if you try and say, oh, Doomsday did so much better because of Endgame's re-release, like, they could totally pull something like that, and I wouldn't put it past them. But, yeah. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Characters. How do you think the characters were? Pretty consistent this time.
I think overall, most of the characters were consistent. I think the only person who I noticed was a little bit off was Hope at some points. But overall, I think it was good. I feel like at the beginning, when she's talking to Scott, I feel like she's just... And it's not that she's inconsistent from the last movie.
Yeah.
It's more that she has a little bit of inconsistency
back
here.
And forth.
Yeah, where she's like... She's notably pissed that what happened in Germany with Scott and everything. Yeah. But then by like the halfway point through the movie, she's like, "No, I would have gone with you."
Yeah,
and it's like
you were mad at him.
Is that why you were mad, or were you just mad? I don't.
What are you really trying to say here?
Yeah, that's.
But,
yeah.
No, I think they did pretty good with consistency of the characters. I mean, Janet doesn't really have enough screen time to have a consistency.
She definitely didn't stay consistent.
She definitely doesn't stay consistent, even with the little bit she has in here to Quantumania.
And also,
Hank's really good
too. Giving Michelle Pfeiffer, holy!
And I'm so mad because the actress they have for Cassie does such a good job for a child actress. Yeah. Like, she steals my heart in this movie. Like, there's... Like, if I had a daughter and she looked like Cassie, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, this is it. Like, this is the life here, man. Like, having a daughter like that.
Yeah. I could have been your partner.
Oh, man, that scene. Like, it's not even a sad scene, but it makes me, like, almost start crying. It's like,
and I feel so bad that they recasted her. And even that they recast the actress that they cast in Endgame because she looks like a great actress.
She looks like an older version of the younger kid. And then they just
got a rando who looks nothing like the young Cassie.
We'll get to that.
And why was she blonde?
We'll get to that in Quantumania. But yeah, no, I think they did a really good job of keeping characters consistent. Like his crew, Hank, Scott, Hope. Aside from like being a little bit flip flop in this movie specifically, I think in the end she's very consistent with her character in the original, and it kind of mirrors her path with her father from the first one. So it's like I kind of see what they were trying to do because it was like, oh, because of what she experienced with her dad, now she's kind of going through almost the exact same feelings with Scott. So like I understand the inconsistency, but it's a little bit like, yeah, you could have been a little bit written better, but yeah, it's not bad. I already mentioned the crew. I was gonna bring up Louise, and I was like, I already. But Louise's stories, they get a little bit more highlight. So I mean, the actors who act in Louise's story are the only reason I think Louise's stories are actually entertaining.
Yeah,
but
oh man, when he gets stuck with the truth serum, is this truth serum? Well, good because I don't feel nothing. Wait, that was a lie. I do feel something. I don't. Wait, this is truth serum.
This is truth serum.
And then at the end, where the guy's like, "Wait, this
is truth serum."
I wish that came back at some point later in the
MCU. Like they kept some of it.
They literally have the answer to like every question now, and I feel like we probably could have used it at some point.
At some point, it could have been brought in, but
like the government definitely has access to it, right?
I mean, they should at this point. Like, there's no reason. It's the CIA who come in and take those guys away. They're gonna take the vials that was injected into them. Like, the government has it at this point.
It was literally the vials were on the ground when the guys were taken in. They must have taken that. Like, that's how we could have gotten away with No Way Home. Like, they just gave Peter that and was like, "Did you kill Mysterio?"
Yeah, no. Something like that. Well, rather than glossing over it. Yeah. Personal best performance in this movie for you?
Michael Douglas does a very good job. I think the actress that plays Hope also was very, very...
Yeah, she did what she had to do for her role.
But Paul Rudd,
Paul Rudd definitely is a show stealer, but as I already mentioned, like, I think that the child actress for casting, like, it's so hard to watch a movie and be like, oh yeah, child actress, like usually it's like, okay, so you got a kid and they're trying their best to do it. This movie, that felt like Ant-Man's kid, like the whole movie. It was like every scene was like, oh man, like so good with her.
Yeah. And at the beginning where they're doing the heist in the
cardboard.
Like that looks like so much fun.
Yeah. Like love to do stuff like that. But that's the one that I had picked out. I was like, man, that one just there's so many times where it's like you see a kid actor in a movie and you're like, oh no, like I just want to skip over those parts, but like not a single time in the first Ant-Man or this one where I was like...
I actually want to add a question that I don't think we have on the list.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene? Okay.
Or sequence? Yeah. My favorite sequence is the elementary school break-in, where his regulator is just not working and he's growing, and then you see him jumping down the stairs and he gets in the thing. You want a juice box?
You want a juice box? Do we got those?
Do we actually have that? That scene was just so funny to me, and I think that's why I love this movie so much. Is because it knows it's trying to be a comedy movie,
and that's why I was like, it could have been an S-rated movie.
And it can be because of the character. Like Thor, it doesn't work for his character, especially 100%. Because of the way he was set up in his first two movies. But Ant-Man, the setup of his first movie worked perfectly to lead into this movie.
But if I have to choose a favorite scene, it's definitely the scene when the FBI comes in and he's pretending to be sick and everything. And then he's sitting on the floor in the attic and Cassie comes in and they have that conversation. Like that scene, just, man, there's no way you could look at that scene and be like, I want to have a kid. Like you gotta be like that somewhat.
Yep.
But I'll add that one to the, my thing's making noise. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, I'll add that one onto the question list. End credit scenes. So we'll get to this.
Yep.
The probably best scene, end credit scene in the entirety of the MCU.
One for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the suspense that's built up because we just went through a whole movie where most of it was lighthearted and jokey, and then you get to the end, and we get a little bit of that where the horn goes off, and it's like, which is a nice callback from the first movie, because we didn't hear it all movie.
Before the FBI shows up, it goes off when they are during that scene on the piers.
Oh,
it does go off then.
All right. Yeah, but
yeah,
we get that, and then we get them joking about how Janet thinks it's nice to have the smaller one, and blah blah blah. And then he goes in the quantum realm, and we think everything's gonna be fine, and then all of a sudden it just goes silent. Yeah. And Scott's freaking out, like, guys,
like, oh, it's a funny joke, guys. And then there's no response, and he's like, oh no,
no.
It's like, uh-oh.
And then we see the dust fall, and it's
See, my biggest problem with that scene, and again, I don't hate this scene at all, but who finds the truck? Who finds all this equipment? Who turns it off and then just takes it down and puts it in a storage unit?
I mean, it looked like they were on top of one of those parking centers.
Yeah.
So the city would have probably found all that stuff and just been like,
but like,
get it out of here.
You see this quantum tunnel open in the back of a truck. Like, your first instinct is, oh, well, just shut it down and shove it in a garage somewhere. Like,
hey, it's New York. Crazy here things have happened.
I mean, it's true enough at this point. Like,
I mean, at this point, they're probably like, if we try and mess with this thing, it's probably going to explode.
It's going to end the world, probably. So
let's just unplug it. Let's just throw it away.
Just unplug it, board it up.
I mean, honestly, that's what I would do in this situation. I'd just be like, nope.
Yeah, but you don't call the CIA or nothing. Just notice to the police department. Like, we've got a quantum tunnel up here. Like,
maybe they just thought it was a big speaker, like in Back to the Future. Somebody plugs it in. Yeah. It does look like it's like an amp.
It does look like an amp when it's off, but the problem is they get dusted while it's on. So
maybe it just like while it's sitting there on, it just like dissipates after a while.
See, I think a way they could have done the scene better is if they have like they activate it, it shoots Scott through, and then something happens with the power. And the power goes out or something, and they're like, oh, we got to bring the power back on. And they bring the power back on, and then they start talking to Scott. And just as they start talking to Scott, then they get dusted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that way, like, the quantum field's not fully on, so that way it can explain away, like, oh, they come on, and there's all these magic lights coming through the back of this truck. Like,
yeah.
But, yeah, otherwise, I think it's a fantastic end credit scene. Then followed up by the ant playing drums, which was stupid.
Funny.
It was stupid, but it was funny.
Yeah.
Because one, they wouldn't have the ant still in Scott's house. Like,
no, I think this is just showing. I think it's just showing you like what the ant was doing while Scott was out.
Yeah, but
I think it would have been funny if you had maybe flipped them. So if
you get the ant doing that.
No, I think it'd be funny. You have the ant scene, and like you have I don't know, maybe Scott comes out and he's like brushing his teeth, and he just sees the ant like soloing the drums, and he's like, huh. Yeah. And then just goes back in, and then after that, you get the scene where he goes in.
That would have fixed it, yeah. Because
or like Luis just walks in on the thing playing drums, and then you get the whole gang in there, and they're all playing instruments along with the ant. That would have
been really funny. But yeah, no, I think the end credit scene's really good. I like how it makes you know exactly where this movie is.
Oh yeah,
like
it's like
when there's sometimes questions about other movies, like this one's like, no, there's no question. This is right here, right now. Mm-hmm. Like this is where it is.
Yeah, but that also brings in the question: were they on that roof all day? Because they had no idea that a spaceship landed in New York City.
They already said they're in California. So they wouldn't know that a spaceship.
I feel like that'd be headline news everywhere.
It would have somewhat gotten around, but like say they started early in the morning. Like, they might not have heard anything. Yeah, they might not have heard anything on the news.
And no, because the spaceship shows up, and they go into space, and then we see Cap go get Vision, and it's night.
Yeah.
So this
Well, that's also in Berlin, so halfway across the world.
and
so
but it's still it's
difference.
taking the invasion on New York must have happened at least 3 days before Thanos snaps.
Yeah. So I guess they would have known about the aliens.
They're just like, Iron Man's.
They're like, well, the Avengers are dealing with it, so they were like, well, no problem.
Yeah.
But
I wish we got a little explanation on that.
Yeah.
Where maybe like Scott's like, I think I gotta go help them.
It's like, should I try and contact them? Like, no one's contacted me yet, but everyone who would contact me is already in prison and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I guess we'll have to hook.
I guess I'm not helping with this one. But yeah. So where would you rank this movie?
I would probably put this movie as a solid. Let me pull up the rankings because I'm not prepared. This is all my fault. I apologize.
It's all good.
Getting it up here and it's loading.
I'll bring up one of my my notes while you do that. The magic tricks. I wish they had. I wish it had a payoff in the movie. Like he actually had something that.
Well, they kind of did.
They kind of did. Where he's like, "Oh, I misdirected you," but that wasn't the same as like the card tricks and stuff. Like, I wish they had something that actually did a payoff, like a Chekhov's gun kind of thing.
Yeah, I would probably put Ant-Man and the Wasp in a mid B tier, probably right above Thor.
Okay, so if we take away Quantum Mania, would you put it at the top of B?
I probably would, but I can't not take in Quantum Mania, seeing as I've seen it three times in theaters.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man is ranked in the center of B, and I'm saying put it here. Put Ant-Man and the Wasp here, in between Thor and Doctor Strange. Because I don't think this movie's better than Doctor Strange, and if it were to go
without Quantum Mania, I do think it would be low A, but with Quantum Mania, yeah. Between Ant-Man and Thor, or Doctor Strange and Thor.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that movie does taint quite a bit of this movie. Because honestly, I probably would have put this mid A without Quantum Mania. Like, but yeah, the the magic tricks. You know what would have been a cool payoff is if they had Wu's character pay off the magic trick bit.
Well, they do in WandaVision.
They make a reference to it, but it's not like a full-on payoff where he like slips something or like actually pulls off a magic trick to get away with something.
Yeah,
that's what I mean when I'm like a solid payoff for it, rather than just being like, oh, because I learned magic,
Agent
I know
Wu.
how to distract you. And it's like, what? No, you know how to distract people anyways. Like, come on.
You were a thief for how long? You know sleight of hand already.
Yeah. But the one thing that I have on my list, like at the top, is the timing of things in this movie. Like, they don't have Scott be like, oh, I've been having dreams for a while about
it literally happens like, right after they open the portal.
We open the quantum realm, that opened the portal, like, when the portal opened, you had that dream, like the things like that. How ghosts being connected to the quantum realm, she figures out, or well, finds where they are because they open the quantum realm or the quantum.
And tunnel. You know what could have happened when Hank gets dusted? They had just opened the quantum realm, and then he gets snapped. So dude, what if when he gets when the thing is open, Cross enters his mind for the first time, then he gets snapped, driving him even more insane when he comes back.
Man, I'm so mad about that now.
Dude,
like, oh man, when we get to Quantum Mania, that's gonna be
when we get to Quantum Mania, we're just gonna review my movie. we're not even gonna review the actual movie. We're gonna be like,
we're not gonna watch Quantum Mania. We're just gonna make our own movie up and review that one instead. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What would we call it?
The Curse of Yellow Jacket, or Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: The Return of Yellow Jacket. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I mean, Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket would have made a good title, because then you have Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket. Like, that would have worked.
Or you could have done Ant-Man and the Wasp, Agent Yellow.
Ooh, yeah, that would work. But yeah, no, man, dude, the more I think about that possible movie. But yeah, I feel like Trask,
and then we could have gotten Hank slapping Janet.
Well, Darren cross-slapping Janet and Hank's body.
It wasn't Hank.
Yeah, there you go. You
We
retconned
just
something.
we just Hal Jordan parallaxed that whole thing. It didn't happen.
Didn't actually happen. But I feel like Trask should have been an already established character. I think that role would have worked really well
Trask?
Yeah, Sonny Trask.
Was his last name Trask?
Yeah. Oh. But like, I think they could have used
you said Trask, and I thought about the guy who created was in X2,
like Star,
and I'm like, why are you talking about X2 right now?
No, but yeah, if they had used even Justin Hammer, I brought it up during the movie.
Yeah,
they could have used Justin Hammer and been like, yeah, after his industries fell apart, he became a black market dealer because he still has his connections and everything, and obviously he probably didn't get that much jail time because he could have pinned everything on Whiplash, like. Yeah, little things like that, and you could have brought in a bigger connection to other movies. But as it stands, he's like one of the worst parts of the movie. Like, not that the actor does a bad job.
No,
but
I think he's a funny character to pop up once in a while, but he doesn't really add anything to the overall story.
Like,
I mean, we don't. Did we even find out who he's trying to sell? No. And we could have brought that back in the next movie too. Why wasn't that brought up? Yeah. Who was trying to buy all of this?
It's Valentino. Just.
And then Yellow Jacket joins the Thunderbolts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it would work. They somehow separate Darren and Hank, and then Darren becomes Yellow Jacket for the Thunderbolts. Like, dude, it would work so well. Oh man. That one we already talked about. I did like that the old suit wasn't or that the new suit that they had made wasn't finished yet, and they gave the explanation for why it's not working properly. Normally they'd be like, oh no, we just already made a new suit kind of thing, and it would have already been done.
Yeah, but
they're like, no, this one took a while. The only reason Hope has a suit is because it was almost finished by the end of Ant-Man. So, and they even mentioned like it was done by the time of Civil War.
Yeah, and when we get Scott in Civil War, it is a new suit from the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
So clearly they took the original suit, upgraded that one, and then thought that was going to be the permanent suit, and then it got taken away.
And then it got taken away, it's like possibly destroyed by Scott.
Yeah, so it's like now they don't have the old suit, because my headcanon was always they just converted the old suit into the new suit. They didn't just like make a whole new suit, because why would you do that?
Yeah.
Just upgrade the one you already have. So they're out with a suit. They don't have one to base the new Ant-Man suit off of.
Yeah.
I assume the schematics for the Wasp suit would be really different from the one from the Ant-Man suit, seeing as she's got wings, blasters, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I also love Scott's comment.
You didn't have that tech one?
I did.
Oh, I had it.
I just liked riding the ants. I don't know.
It's like ants are just better. Like, you know. But yeah, no, I like the consistency of how much time it would make to take a suit. Obviously, Hank does not have the resources of Tony Stark.
No,
like he definitely does not have that.
He probably put all of the money and the resources he had into making the Wasp suit. That's why it took so long, and why the Ant-Man suit didn't work.
Which even brings in a problem, or fixes a problem that I had with Ant-Man 1, where it's like, oh, the suit wasn't done yet, kind of thing. Like, and it fixes that because it's like, oh yeah, he didn't have enough money at the time. He's slowly working through it because obviously he doesn't want to rush this when his daughter's life is on the line, kind of thing.
And also, just looking at this movie, Hope could have done everything in the first movie 100 times better than Scott, and it would have been done in about like a day, and the movie wouldn't have had to happen.
Yeah, but at the same time, like,
no, I get the reason why it wasn't her, but if Hank just trusted her, there would have been no problem.
There would have been no Ant-Man movie.
Like, it would have been fine.
Yeah, but no, that's all the notes that I had. We touched on it all.
All right.
So anything else you want to bring up that we didn't touch on?
No, I think I'm good.
I like the ferry scene where Trask is on the ferry, and then he swims out there, and they're like, "It's a whale out in the harbor."
Yeah, and then you see his feet come up, and it looks like a whale tail.
Up.
Yeah,
I was like, that was. Pretty
there was one thing I wanted to add. While watching this, I thought Ben Foster died by the end.
Oh,
because he never comes back.
I mean,
we don't even hear about him from Ghost and Thunderbolts.
The only thing you get is he's like, "Oh, we can deal with this together," kind of thing with him and Ghost, and that's the last you see of him. So maybe she killed. just a possibility out there.
Well, I mean, I know you haven't seen Thunderbolts.
No,
yet,
not yet.
But he doesn't get brought up.
Yeah, he doesn't
at all
get brought up, and like. I mean, you could make the argument that he rejoins S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, or well, whatever
Sword.
Whatever Valentina's thing is.
The New Avengers.
Yeah. But what's her brand of thing? Because she names them the New Avengers.
She's just a private contractor.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they gave her.
Yeah. So you have Sword, which was created off the backbone of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Then you have the Department of Damage Control, which we see in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then we have Valentina as a private contractor who built the New Avengers. You have the new team, or the I'm gonna call them the Mighty Avengers, which are the ones that we're gonna be getting in Doomsday. That Sam Wilson is leading the team.
Yeah.
And then we're setting up for the Young Avengers, but we are not really doing anything with it.
Yeah. I mean, the rumor is that of the 6 Young Avengers we have, only 3 of them are going to survive, possibly.
Because we have pretty much.
We'll see what happens.
We have Wiccan and Speed.
Yeah.
We have
Kate
Bishop.
We really only have Wiccan.
Yeah, we haven't gotten Billy back yet.
Billy's technically not in this.
But he's gonna. I think they said he's coming back in Vision Quest.
There was the possibility. It was a rumor. They said Ultron was coming back for Vision Quest.
Yeah,
that was the confirmed one.
So we have Wiccan, Kate Bishop. We set up Patriot in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
We have White Vision, who I would have in the original Young Avengers. Vision was sort of like their team.
Yeah, their
have you seen Young Justice?
Yeah.
They were he was sort of the red tornado. Yeah. And then we had Scar, which we saw at the end of She-Hulk, which I hope they don't bring him back. And then we had Cassie from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is unfortunate. Riri Williams. We have also Shuri as Black Panther. So yeah.
Yeah, we have quite a few set up for Young Avengers, but again, the rumor is that only 2 or 3 of them are going to survive from Doomsday. So we'll see what happens, because I am actually really hoping that Doomsday does what Deadpool didn't, where it's like, yeah, we're wiping out our mistakes, like, rather than being like, oh, I'm going to save the Marvel Universe, and then they don't actually address anything and don't fix anything. It's like, but
I feel like what they're going to do. Actually, I wonder if we should make that a separate video. What we think Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars are going to do. Because they're like part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
So they need to lead into each other somehow.
They'll be very similar to Infinity War and then Endgame.
Maybe we'll make a separate video about what we would like for that.
Yeah.
How that goes down.
We'll do a separate one. That way I can do my own notes, and because obviously you already have your ideas. And
I have a lot of ideas.
Yeah. And most of the stuff that I want to happen are things that I've already talked about, really. I think we talked about them during the end of Phase 2 and the end of Phase 1 so far. So,
we're still only on Phase 3.
Yeah, we're still in Phase 3 right now. I mean, we've done a lot, but we're in Phase 3.
Yeah, we only have, after this, 6 movies
for...
One movie till Endgame, and then we have 6 movies till we start our Spider-Man binge. Yeah. Which means we only have
like 2 months before Brand New Day.
So we have 13 movies to watch before Brand New Day comes out. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's that close. Oh, man. But, anyways.
With all that said, thank you for watching our review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm Bladen. That's Joe. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.